Hi there, I'm Kevin, and this is the foodmarks demo. So the basic idea of foodmarks is that we wanted a centralized place where we could have all of our recipes and links to recipes that we find online. So for myself, I had a lot of bookmarks to recipes stored in Delicious, but it was very difficult for me to narrow those down to recipes I wanted. For the rest of my family, they had a lot of Word documents sitting on their computers. At some point, which kind of spawned each other as people copied others, but have slowly become desynchronized. It's really hard to get recipes back and forth between us. So the idea here is that all this can be in one place and easily shared between each other. So I guess you can take a look here. This is the front page to Foodmarks, so foodmarks.kevinlung.com. And on the front page, you kind of see some of the recent recipes that people have bookmarked. So there's a chocolate roll with berries and sweet cream with all the ingredients and directions right here. We also have another one, let's see, chocolate peanut butter whoopie pie filling. So this one actually links to, it looks like the floursack.tumblr.com. So you can see that there are a couple different places where we can be pulling this from. Right here, of course, recent isn't the most useful thing to have. And what's actually openly available right now is you can actually click search, and it will search through all of the bookmarks. And what we have here is the current version, will probably to be revised soon, of how you might search. But the process is basically going to be the same. So we have a lot of different tags here. You notice that these things are tagged and also categorized. So if I sit down and I'm looking to cook a meal, I might say, well, I'm actually looking to do something for dinner. And I know I'm feeling in the mood for something Chinese. And, looks like we're already pretty well narrowed down right now. Let's say I have a bunch of pork sitting in my fridge. And this gets us down to pork lettuce wraps and mapo bean curd. So, of course, you can click through and take a look at these. And this actually gets opened up in Foodmarks. And you notice that it's bookmarked by someone who's not me. Of course, since I'm not logged in, it won't know who I am at this moment anyways. But of course, as you determine that maybe you didn't want to have Chinese, but you wanted some other type of pork dish, you can unclick it. And this allows you to search pretty effectively for what you want. Another way you can search is by title. So it'll try and do a rough job matching exactly what you want. So if I'm looking for the war tip recipe, the pot stickers recipe that my family has, I can not do it that way. I need to deselect these. But you see at this point that now that I've deselected all the other filters, it's gotten me down to the set of recipes that I want. So the other thing that was potentially more useful is how to actually get recipes in here. So I'm going to log in as myself. And you can see that I have my own set of recipes here. As I'm looking to cook something, I can add things to my recipe box, which is kind of a convenient way to keep track of the recipes I'm currently looking at. You can see that I actually recently did Chinese scallion pancakes and Boston cream pie. Let's go ahead and remove those as well, and those will get fixed. So let's say I wanted to bring in this salmon cakes recipe. Well, the easiest way we can bring in a link is to grab this Save to Foodmarks booklet, and we can just drag that onto our bookmarks bar here. And whenever we're on a page, we can just click that, and it'll pull up the input page for it. So you can see it's already grabbed the title and link. And now we can just type in the tags for it. So the way this works is you can type in a tag, and after you type in what you think the tag should be, you can hit enter, and it'll try and automatically match what the tag is. If it finds it, it'll automatically put it in the category as well. You can just hit enter again, and it'll bring both of those in. I can also show you, so it's also a cake. This is probably might do something as an appetizer. It has seafood. There are a couple suggestions as to what you can put in there based on what we looked at here in the search for kind of helpful common categories that you can put in. And in the case where it doesn't automatically, so I just hit enter and nothing happened, I can just put the category in myself and hit enter. And in the future, if you input the same thing again, it'll learn from that. So at this point, we can save it. You can see here, it's in foodmarks now. The other way we can import things is actually to import the contents of the recipe itself. And I think the easiest way to do this is to use this add recipe, which is basically the same interface. So usually in these Word docs, everything's already pretty much laid out. So we can just copy and paste into the appropriate boxes here, got the title in there, put the ingredients in. We can try and reformat this if we're feeling generous. All right, and grab all these instructions as well. I'm not going to reformat these. Put those in directions. And we can go through the same process of typing in the tags. So we're probably going to need blueberries. This is a muffin recipe. You might use this for breakfast. It's the way we do it, it's baked. And again, we just hit save. And it's import for us. Of course, if you ever want to go back and edit any of this, you can just go to the appropriate recipe. So here, for example, this one doesn't have any tags. I know I can tag this. So this is a Chinese recipe. It's soup. And I'm trying to think, we actually usually had it for lunch. That's kind of an easy thing to do. It took rice flour. And so you can see that the edit interface is pretty much, well, is exactly the same as adding a recipe. And there are lots of other things you can fill in here. But that's basically the core of foodmarks. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.